Alright, so this is the front of our Velocitec workshop. It's on B Street in San Mateo. We're actually heading to IPS, our warehouse service facility thing, because, well, I don't know why. This is my driver, or our driver, the driver, Uriel.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. I'm actually the one tagging along, so he's not really my driver. He's just the guy.
I'm just a driver.
He's a driver. He's an A+ driver.
A for safety.
A for safety. We're going to talk a bit about how's it like working at Velocitec today, maybe. This is pretty ad hoc, so I don't know. I'm just going to start making up questions that are slightly relevant to Velocitec. So here's a little bit of background on what happened this week. The boss man, Alec, got hold of COVID. We found out Tuesday, and so we all took a test Tuesday at work, and the rest of us doesn't have it. So boss man's kind of like he's out of commission for now. So it's kind of been crappy this week already, right off the bat, you know, because, for example, DigiKey, we ran out of some parts or components to build the ProStart.
I think it's a universal component that runs on.
Yeah, in fact, actually, yeah, all our devices use it. And, well, apparently I ordered it last month, and maybe I should have been checking up on it, but they never arrived. It looks like they were like moving warehouses, and I guess they dropped the ball on that one. But hey, you know what? We all make mistakes. So I called them up, and they said they were going to ship it overnight the next day when they found out. So that was cool. So the next day, Wednesday, that was yesterday, our package never arrived, and we called them, and they were still having problems sending it. So what I did was that I just asked them if I could like just order one of the components that we needed and just have it shipped overnight, and they actually cover the shipping charges for us. So thank you, DigiKey. That free shipping you gave us is pretty much paying for this. So we're going to talk about how amazing DigiKey is.
Provide great service.
Yep.
On time, good customer service. What else can we say? Sponsor us, DigiKey.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Shout out DigiKey.
Shout out DigiKey. I got a question for you, Uriel. So why are we delivering these packages and not having the IPS pick them up? Are they just not picking up today?
For today, I think it's just crucial that we deliver them on before 12 p.m. That's when I think the cutoff time for IPS is to deliver things the day of. Usually IPS picks up around, from what I understand, between 9 to 2 p.m., which helps us out a lot. But most things that get picked up the day of will not transfer or not be shipped out until the following business day. So it's just one of those things where you just want to get these on demand on all these ProStarts, a few speed pucks, and all these components that we need, basically inventory. We want them to get shipped out as soon as possible. So that's the reason why we're out here driving.
Dude, I'm not out here driving. You're out here driving. I'm just tagging along. Maybe we could do more of like these kind of like vlogs about what's going on because it's fun. That's why. So how long have you been working at Velocitec?
It'll probably be 4 years. Yes, it'll be 4 years in October of this year of 2022. Yeah, it's been 4 years, four long years.
It's been around a year for me. I started around in May last year. It's like almost July, so I've been here for like a year.
How do you feel
about Velocitec?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel great about it. It's like I think what I really like about it is that I guess because my boss isn't some kind of like, you know, Alec, he's not some kind of suit. He's someone who actually understands like the labor involved. And also, I felt like I picked up a lot of skills, personal skills that I could use at home, like process improvement, which I don't do enough at home, but like the fact that I do a bit of it is enough.
I think the reason why I feel like a lot of, or at least I feel like Alec has a little bit of more understanding of what it takes to, I guess, all the roles in Velocitec, because he at one point he did them all. he was before you were hired, Sony. Me and Alec would build the devices, and Alec would be running the SMT. He'd be running basically the pick and place machine for 6 hours, and then on top of that, he would work on any of the engineering stuff we needed help with. So he's kind of worn many hats, as well as any of the customer service stuff. He used to also be running customer service a while back before I started, but it's kind of cool to kind of understand that your boss also kind of did the job you did, and he acknowledges sometimes things don't come easy. So I don't know, it's kind of good to have that kind of empathy when it comes to like the understanding between, you know, what we do sometimes isn't easy, it's tough, and we're constantly learning and iterating and kind of improving stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of cool to see.
I get stressed. I don't know if Alec gets stressed out, but when production slows down and stuff like that, I get stressed out because I worry about like the business. But then you and Alec are like not really bothered by it, and I think that comes from experience. That like, no, like we'll get over this. We'll figure it out. Like don't stress over it. And like I know like telling people not to stress over things doesn't really help, but I think like in this case, or at least for me, that like I was worried about it because I was worried about other people worrying about it, and then you guys weren't worried about it. So I thought, I guess I shouldn't like be worried about it. I should just like do something else productive, you know?
Yeah, I think I guess the sentiment I get from working here is it's more of a marathon than it is a sprint. I guess that's our mentality. I feel like when it comes to like the worker, kind of like the attitude among everyone in the office is we just want to get stuff done, and we're doing our best. And any other anticipated stresses kind of don't help us out in the long run. So that's what we're trying to minimize. We're trying to understand that, hey, let's just keep the marathon rolling. Let's just keep moving forward. That's kind of the attitude, at least we got.
Yeah, you know, when you're on a marathon, you want to be in good company the whole time, you know?
Exactly.
I used to do a thing where I'll try to run the machine the whole time, and it'll never stop, because I'm afraid of, like, these bottlenecks or whatever stuff. But then I learned that, like, no, dude, you kind of want those bottlenecks, because, like, it slows you down at a good time. And I even made myself a few bottlenecks purposely. Like, I used to try to pump out, like, I'll try to make sure the machine is always running and the oven always has something in it. But eventually I just moved on to just making batches of 6. Like, I only worry about 6 and only 6. Get them all through, get them done good. If there's a problem in there, I'm only worrying about those 6. So, like, if, you know, 2 out of 6 don't come out good, hey, don't worry about making more. Just worry about fixing those 2. And if I can't fix them, then, like, then that's the next batch, 6 more, you know?
Yeah, I think we're just, I guess basically that's the key thing we want to do when we're building stuff here in the office, is we're kind of want to keep things lean. We're kind of taking the methodological, just learning about lean manufacturing from Alec. It kind of makes sense that we're kind of working in smaller batches. That way, if we were to catch like any issues, we kind of catch it right then and there and solve the issue, instead of running large batches and then end up having multiple bad boards or multiple bad devices, and then having to rework them. So it's just, I'm just constantly thinking about like, how can we sustain this at a good pace where no one feels pressured, or at least no one feels an added pressure on top.
Tense.
Exactly, because I think when it comes to tense, and when someone's tense, it just makes things a little bit less, I guess. I mean, the overall experience becomes less pleasant. We're not like, my job is to make things easier for everyone there, and if I can make anything easier, then that's a win for us as a whole. That kind of stuff is kind of cool. Like, it's kind of like a little bit like an inspector, kind of sleuthing, kind of like talking to everyone, kind of just hearing everyone's experiences and seeing what things we can just like step up, or if we're overlooking something, how can we improve on that. So that kind of stuff in our job kind of is pretty fun, And on top of that, we're building stuff, constantly iterating, making prototypes in the office, or like prototypes for like tools that like help us out, like help you, Sony, or help anyone in the assembly line. Like, I think that's super cool, especially with the added help from Robin. He's our a new addition to the team. He's an engineer, and it's kind of cool. Like, all his perspective, all his cool ideas, and how we can improve the assembly line, I think is pretty cool. Like, having that ability, and it's kind of like rubbing off on all of us, which is pretty awesome. Like, I feel like we become a little bit more independent, but also we're constantly thinking of different ways to kind of improve. I don't know. That's kind of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any tools or anything that you felt like that's helped you, I don't know, the last few weeks or days or last year?
The desk pigs. I love the desk pigs so much. Yesterday, I think maybe it was 2 days ago, I had to switch them out to the Speed Puck.
Yeah.
So, like, you know how like our little piglets have, like, here's a row of Pro Stars and here's a row of Speed Pucks, and then I'm just sitting there finishing the last Pro Stars, and I'm gonna move on to Speed Pucks, and I just like took out the Pro Start piglets and put on the Speed Puck piglets. I was like, that was smooth. That was amazing. Before, we had those piglets, and they were just like, you just grab whatever you needed and just stick them there. But then they got standardized by Karina, and so she kind of just said, like, hey, so like, these are the Speed Puck piglets, and they're all sticking together, and this is what goes in them. So if you need more, just grab and put it in there. So when you switch out different product, you don't have to like put stuff away. You just kind of like, you don't have to grab all the pieces and dump it out somewhere where they belong and grab more of something else. You just kind of switch out the little bins.
All those small changes, all those small improvements really add up. All of the works, basically the work cell, everything in there, the racks, all of that were added within the last 2 years or so. 2 years ago. When I first started, it was just basically the work cell and then just a bunch of boxes stacked around. And it was definitely a little bit less, it was a lot less organized. I basically tried standardizing as much as I could at that point, but it was just basically mounting boxes on top of boxes.
You know, it's an amazing addition. It was like the inventory index. I remember when I first started, I would like ask where such and such was, and I would probably ask for the same thing because I would forget. And then now that they're labeled and there's a whole directory, so you just know where to go, I just go. I still think they're not in the best place because like I don't know, like Alec works right in front of like the storage.
I wish it was moved also, but I think it was I asked Alec once, and it was because I think if we have the rack too close to the robot and the calibration station, it affects the overall success of the for the devices. So it's just there's just interference. We can't have it any closer than that. It's kind of just the layout of the office. It just doesn't help. I mean, it used to be a bakery before us, so I don't know how that bakery also fit in there, but
people are always coming in for like cell phone repairs because apparently it used to be a cell phone shop, right?
I think so. At least some sort of repair.
Before the bakery?
Probably.
But I haven't seen anybody come in asking for like, I don't know, a donut.
I guess because at this point, the SMT machine looks like, I don't know if it looks like an oven. I don't think it really does.
Yesterday, like this gentleman came with like, I guess his family, and he just walked in and looked at the rack with our inventory of like digital components.
Oh, really?
And I was like, can I help you? And he's like, no. And then he just looked at it for a bit and walked away. Like, Like he thought this was like a walk-in store and this is what we're selling, and we weren't selling anything at once. But it was all like, dude,
Okay.
like this isn't. No, you can't buy any of those, man. Like,
I think it's interesting. All the people that walk into the office or thinking it's like either the notary or just whatever they think it is. Like I think once they thought we were an ice cream shop, maybe the SMT machine looked like, or the pick and place machine looked like an ice cream freezer. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
man, dude, if anything, we made the ice cream for the ice cream shop next door. There is an ice cream shop next door.
There is.
We should go there, man. We should have got some like for your birthday. Whatever, man.
We'll go. We'll go tomorrow.
All right, cool. On a Friday, yeah.
But yeah, I always thought it was kind of interesting. There was also someone thought we made T-shirts at one point. Wanted something screen printed or
Yeah,
on
you
their
do have a
t-shirt.
stencil.
And they were like, "Yeah, you have a stencil. You could do this for us." I was like, no, I don't think we can. But I appreciate you coming in. It's kind of interesting. There's just like a lot of interesting people that just tried walking in.
Yeah.
And just assumed we were something else. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of we're in a pretty unique place. We're sandwiched between a pupuseria, very delicious food, La Piñata, and then an ice cream shop, and then a notary shop, and there's just like a bunch of markets and like and just like taquerias and. Yeah, exactly. We're just like a little bit out of the. I guess it's not. We're a small consumer electronics factory, just situated between like a bunch of like just a bunch of shops, small shops. So I think it's kind of cool. We always have good food at like a walking distance away, so that's kind of cool.
There was that one gentleman who came and he needed directions printed out, and we just helped him because I guess he was just so lost that you helped him. And I don't know why you did. I would have just told him like, hey, like we're not that place. But I guess he just looked so lost that you're afraid he'll just get lost and trying to go somewhere else for directions.
Yeah, I think there's like certain people that they just need help. Like they just need a piece of paper printed, and they're like, hey, like I just need this printed, and I'm like, you know what? I'll help you out.
All right. Well, that's the end of the interview, and we got some boxes to deliver. So we'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Bye. Like and subscribe.